They're going to come to you with Bud Light.
There you go.
You guys can fix Bud Light.
I saw a new one today. Did you see the Miller Lite one today?
Yeah, like, does no one learn? Does no one learn?
I mean, and they were taking all those ads that we loved from the 80s, and they were just putting them in shredders. Like, that was their campaign today. I saw it this morning.
So stupid.
I mean, I don't know. But once again...
Like, there's something wrong. Also, there's something wrong with women wearing bikinis. Mm-hmm. Those women wear bikinis because they look great. They like to look great. They take photos of them looking great. The girls see those photos of them in bikinis. They get excited. Look, I look great. People buy it. Wow, she looks great. It's not bad to look great. It's just like it's not bad for a guy to have his shirt off. If Chris Pratt has his shirt off and he's looking ripped, it's not objectifying. I mean, I guess it is, but it's not negative. It's not negative.
It's selling movie tickets right there.
That ad is so weird.
Isn't it strange?
You want to watch it? Let's watch it. Let's watch it just so we can goof on it.
Oh, boy. Here we go. I couldn't believe it this morning.
They don't learn. No one learns.
Well, it's just in general, I think. It's kind of those taking lessons from the past and applying them going forward as wisdom.
How about lessons from a week ago?
I know. It's not even the past. It's like a couple of days ago.
The only thing that saves it is like maybe they spent a lot of money on it and they filmed it 6 months ago.
But
is that possible?
I'm already seeing that yet. There's an article from 2 months ago.
But still, you could put a pause on that.
Oh, it came out 2 months ago?
At least 2 months ago.
Okay, so it came out before the bullshit, right? Was that about the same time as the bullshit with Miller?
I just saw it this morning.
This says it was in honor of Women's History Month is when they put it out. So I'm like, as I saw it today, I was like, maybe there's a reason they made this and we just started seeing
but it's also crazy.
They want to shred all the good-looking pictures from the 80s. And they're buying it back. That was part of the thing. They're buying back all those old ads that people have, I guess, in their garage wall. That's what it said in this thing that I saw this morning.
Send us your shit. And
Oh, God.
And they're going to turn it into
mulch.
Good. Yeah, that's it.
First to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle
They're
Ages
saying
to
women
colonial America,
brewed beer.
They said they were the
women
first.
were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis.
With awesome pictures like that is how.
She looks hot.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. Those are great ads. Those are great ads.
Wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their whole beer industry.
Miller Lite's on a mission to make sure no one buys their stuff.
Oh
my goodness.
And buying it back so that they can turn it into good shit for women brewers.
They're scouring the internet and buying it back.
Yeah.
Ladies, take it away.
Because that's easy to do once you get an image up there on the internet.
So what is she saying?
Feed compost to warms. Push out beautiful fertilizer. That good shit helps farmers grow quality hops.
Yeah.
Which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good shit.
But there's definitely more shit out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any shit you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good shit too.
Oh.
So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
Wow.
Oh, God. I hate identity politics with a passion. I really do.
It's pretty interesting.
It's so stupid. It's human beings made beer, okay? And some human beings look good in bikinis. It's like, what are we doing?
It's crazy.
Women do it. Women do it. Women do it. Like, what? I'd like to see a pie chart of how many women are actually involved in making beer or drinking beer.
Well, now I'm going to hold on to all those posters from Miller Lite that I have from the 80s in my garage. I'm not turning that stuff in. It's going to be worth a lot more now.
Do you have some?
No.
Imagine.
I wish I did.
Those.
All those
this
years.
Is it. Miller Lite ads are their shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was crazy to wake up. I mean, to see that this morning.
Does paper turn into compost? Is that how it works? I mean, isn't it a bunch of chemicals and shit?
Are they lying to us?
Why would something like that just get resurfaced on like a Monday? And now everyone's talking about it.
Because people are angry. They're looking to be
angry. It's been out for 2 months. That's what I mean. Like, it's been out for 2 months. We didn't see it before that. And
I think the Bud Light thing was probably so overwhelming that no one paid attention to anything else.
Yeah.
And now that that's kind of died down.
Yeah.
It's all so stupid.
Well,
like homeless, like I was like, that is what a real artist is. Until I met a successful artist. Until I was like, oh shit, like you can have a manager and an agent and an office and like you can like not starve and I remember at that point I was in my early 20s. I was like, man, people sure like talk about money a lot, right? Like it seems to be like this thing that causes a lot of problems in marriages and business. And I go, it doesn't seem that hard to me and I'm saying this as a guy in my 20s that's poor. I'm like, what if I just like try to be as rich as possible for the next 10 years or 5 years? Like, what if that's my singular focus? And so I did it, and it was a lot of work, but like the video game of money is over for me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at every industry, gambling, the stock market, like even like people go, oh, that's like this Korean Forrest Gump, and he was like this homeless guy that like got lucky with Facebook. I'm like, that was like a lot of work to make that happen, and I was already kind of wealthy when I made that deal, but people like to tell that story. So I made millions of dollars gambling. I made millions of dollars with my art. I made millions of dollars with Facebook, and it was a lot of hard work. But I'm like, it's kind of, if I wanted to, you tell me how cringe I sound, and I'll just stop. But I'm like, it's not going to be that hard for me to become a billionaire at a certain level, right? Like I've amassed hundreds of millions. I'm like, if that's my goal now, if that's my video game, and then I know billionaires. I mean, Sean, Parker, and Mark being the most, but I know tons of like secret billionaires, right? And I go, I don't want any of their lives. I don't want any of like.
Yeah, but it's just money. You don't have to have their life,
right?
To have money,
right?
And you don't have to think about money if you have it.
Right.
The problem with money is people become obsessed with it because it's so difficult to attain, and there's so much societal value put on being wealthy.
Right.
That it becomes the thing instead of a thing.
I mean, I have a friend that has like hundreds of billions of dollars, and
hundreds of billions.
Hundreds of billions. Like one of the,
I have one too.
Yeah, and you know how weird those guys are, right?
They're weird guys.
and I'm pretty close with him. He's not just like and I said, we were having dinner and I was like, I'm feeling confident. I was like, give me one. He's like, what? I was like, give me one.
1 billion.
And he's like, I don't understand. Yeah, I was like, give me 1 billion. And he's like, I was like, motherfucker, I don't need it. Like, I'm not gonna go buy cars and houses. He's like, what do you want to do with that? He's like, Dave, I don't know if you know how money works. You don't just go up to someone and ask them for $1 billion. I go, motherfucker, I just did. And he's like, well, do you have a plan? Are you going to show me charts and graphs? I was like, no, it's all going to be instinct. I will take that 1 billion. And he's like, dude, you got to come to me with like, I'm not saying no, but you got to have a better, you got to have like, how you going to, I go, I promise you, I will spend it like the most irresponsible possible. Like it'll be like exactly, because most of these people that have billions, they're like geniuses, and they spent, everything is down to a fraction, and they just grind and crunch numbers in their brain, and that's not how I think. I think very abstract. And I go, I'm gonna do stuff that on paper makes absolutely no sense, and I promise you I will change the planet with that money. Like I'm gonna do shit that, and then he was like, he didn't say no, but he was thinking it over, and he's like, dude, there's no way like my money guys are gonna do this. And then I sat there and I thought about it, because money is power. I was like, dude, I don't want $1 billion. I don't want that responsibility. And ultimately he was like, no. And I was like, thank you.
So it was just a wild thought. Yeah. Spontaneous.
Yeah. If he had given it to me, he would have I would have been like those weird people. I was like, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that.
You would have tried it out for a while.
Right.
You would have tried it out for a while, and then you would have gone back to being you.
Right. And then so that game of that video game of money has no it's not fun for me anymore, because I've so years ago, like 2009 was my last art show where I actually sold stuff for money, and I didn't feel good. It was like my galler Steve Lazaridis is like Banksy's guy, and he's like, Cho, like you're on fire. Street art's on fire right now. Like, what do you want to do? I go, it's going to be in LA. It has to be in LA. It has to be on Rodeo Drive. Like, it has to be on the most expensive street in the world. And I want like every celebrity there, and like, and so it did. It happened. It was like, it was a show in Beverly Hills. All the celebrities came. All the fancy people came. I sold all the art. And the next day, I didn't feel any different. And then at that point, the artist gets objectified to like just, I got a Basquiat, I got a Cho, I got a Banksy. Right, and I'm like, I'm like, the guy that's buying my art that can afford it, he doesn't care about the art. He just wants to, like, it's a dick contest, right? He just wants to show off, like, hey, I got a Cho. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not what the universe wants for me to, like, just make expensive stuff. So at that point, I told my manager and everyone I work with, I'm like, everything now is free. Like, painting with kids, painting with guys just out of jail, painting with at-risk youth, murals, museum, anything where it's free. That's what I'm about. I'm not, or if I like someone, I'll just trade or give it to them, but I'm not selling shit anymore. So that kind of like ended and then I had finance guys, and everything about wealth management is about how to preserve wealth and make more money. And I go, let's do like a Monte Carlo simulation and figure out when I'm going to die by my lifestyle of how I live. And let's get it down so that I have zero by the time I'm done. Like I want to, and they're like, so every business decision I've made since I've made that decision is I just lose money. And then the video game of sex, which I wasn't very good at, is age 0 to 30. I'd been with 5, 6, maybe 7 girls, and they were all like long-term kind of relationships. There was no like one-night stands. And then at that point, like 29, 30, I was like, I'm really not good at this. Like I don't got any game. I'm not, and like the same way, if you saw me in my 20s as like a street urchin, like street kid, and he's like, I'm going to be the richest artist in the world, you'd be like, you know what the odds of that happening are? Like it's ridiculous. In the same way, and like not to sound vulgar or objectify women, but that's what I did at that age. I was young and I was like, I'm tired of the Asians are like sexless, small dick, the math nerd. Like I want to fuck the most amount of women as possible. And that was even more ridiculous than me saying I want to be the richest artist. And then I just went on a tear for a decade, right? Like it was awkward at first. And then like a video game at the end, a combination of like a comedian working out their material, right? And with the oncoming social media and all the, internet stuff, I could figure out on the dates I've been on which material killed. Like what did I say to make what girl laugh, and and I would have all of those like a crazy person like in my notes folders, and I could say the perfect combination of words to make a girl laugh, or like, so using everything at my disposal, anything like money, fun, charm, like jokes, power, like I'll get you on this thing, or like just cueing in on what is it that you want and I can get you that. And, I was sleeping with multiple women a day, and I was like, this, like, you would never believe, not you, I would never believe what I was doing. Like I was every night, tens, like Victoria's Secret models, A-list celebrities, just like, I was like, whoa. And, I got to a point where I was like, my friends and I debate, they're like, you were like a week away from sucking dick. And I was like, it's probably like more like 2 days away. Cause it just gets there, right? Like I was just like in rooms, like having threesomes, group sex. And I was like, I'm an artist. I should, and my parents were convinced I was. Like I was in a car going to an art show with my parents in Mexico City. And my mom, she's like completely invested in my career. And she's like, hey, Andy Warhol used to do like 10, 20 push-ups, and then his mom would give him like a Snicker bar. And I was like, that's an interesting fact, Mom. I didn't know that. And he was gay. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Leonardo da Vinci, when he used to go out, like no one would know he's an artist. He wouldn't have like a speck of paint on him. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that, Mom. And he was gay. And I was like, where's this going? And then my dad's in the front driving. He's like, he's not gay. I told you he's not gay. And my mom's like, we're Christian, and, but we know that you're an artist, and we know you haven't brought a woman home in like 10 years. So just, it's okay. You could come out of the closet. And I was like, I love being gay so much. Like I'm not like, I almost wish I was, right? Like when I play like Dungeons and Dragons or a role-playing game or RPG, like video game, or anytime I act or do anything that's like online or like a game, I always want to be a gay guy. Like I just love it. I love that feeling. I want to play gay guys but I just don't love dick. I want to. I want to love it, but I just...
Why do you want to?
I just like, part of it is like my shame makes me shameless, and like I like it when it hurts kind of thing. Like I got close where there was a transsexual woman. I think her name was Eva. Like her penis was right here, and I was like, it's right there. I should just like at least lick it or touch it, at least just to say I tried it, and I could say I didn't like it or I did like it, but I just couldn't. I was like, I was so bored, not of just pussy or women or whatever. I just was bored of
the endeavor
of that, and then you know, you meet people and everyone has their game. Like Hollywood people are like, I gotta get that Emmy or that Oscar, or you know. And so I like pick the game I want to play, money, power, and then it's like I sit here, and the thing that I learned, the number one important lesson from gambling is get out while you're ahead. Is like, I love how much money I have right now. Like it's the perfect amount. I love that. Like I have no regrets. Like I've had sex with so many different women that like I don't need that anymore. I could be a monk for the rest of my life if I want to, you know, like, and so there's only one final quest, and that's the spiritual quest, right? And that's where like people say shit like the answer is love, and it's like it is, right? And like there will be shit. There's shit that we talked about before we start recording that we can't, and then there will be shit that we talk about later, and we live in this world now where it's like it's a crazy world, right? And the answer is love, and everyone says it, and it's in movies and it's in books, but it's what does that path look like? And so I go towards where I feel that, and I feel that in Africa. When I go to Africa, I feel that like in my soul, to my bones. And you know, I look like this in Austin and no one judges me. Like, you would think going to Africa, the places I go where there's no Asians, that they would say shit, but they don't. They just accept me. They call me brother. They take me in. They show me their lives, and they're like, you're just part of our tribe now. And I'm like, it makes me want to cry, you know? So, and the fact that, you know, I have this beautiful relationship with you, and, you know, you let me talk about this stuff, and then those words get to, you know, like, I don't know Logan Paul. That guy calls me up right after the show. He's like, take me to Africa, bro. Take me. I'm like, okay, you know, like, and it's just a tremendous thing. And then, you know, we made this film, and it's, you know, it's like the best documentary I've ever seen. So if anyone like wants to see a trailer, or it's We Are Hadza, the Maleka Foundation.